And then there are those who say that all of this, mending the broken society, will take state money, state programs, and state action. And to a degree, they are right. We're not an anti-state party. In the 20th century, state-run social programs had a real success in fighting poverty, in making our society stronger. Pensions, sickness benefits, state education. I honor those men and women of all parties and of none who created those safety nets and those springboards. But today, the returns from endless big state intervention are not just diminishing, they're disappearing. That's because too often state intervention deals with the symptoms, not the causes. And I want us to be different. I want us to deal with the long-term causes. And that will be the test of our character and our judgment. First, families. If we sincerely care about children's futures, then all families, however organized, need our help and support. So I don't have some idealized, rose-tinted view of the family. I know families can be imperfect. I get the modern world. But I think that in our modern world, in times of stress and anxiety, the family is the best welfare system there is. That is why. That's why I want to scrap Labour's plans for a new army of untrained outreach workers so we can have over 4,000 extra health visitors and guarantee of family visits before and after your child is born. And to those who say this is some sort of nanny state, I say nonsense. Remember what it was like when that first child was born. Remember the anxiety, the worries, the questions. Those health visitors are a lifeline, and I want more of them. And it's because I want to strengthen families that I support flexible working. And to those who say this is some intolerable burden on business, I say wrong. Business pays the cost of family breakdown in its taxes. And surely it's right for all of us to do our part and bear our burden in making Britain a more family-friendly place. Do you know what? If we don't change these antiquated business practices, then women, half the talent of the country, or as Samantha said when I was writing this speech, considerably more than half the talent of the country, they will just be put off from joining the workforce or returning to the workforce, and that is crazy. And we will also back marriage in the tax system. And to those who say, why pick out marriage? Why do you persist in aggravating people who, for whatever reason, don't want to get married? I would say this: I don't want to aggravate anybody, but I believe in commitment. And for many of us, me included, that moment when you get up there in front of other people and say it's not me anymore, it's us and together, that helps you through the hard times, and commitment is something that we should cherish as a country. Now, when families fail, schools is the way that we can give children a second chance. And my passion about this is both political and personal. After the 2005 general election, Shadow Education Secretary was the job that I asked for in the Shadow Cabinet, and Michael Howard kindly let me have it. I'm not sure my reshuffles will work quite that way, but there we are. Michael is a very kind man, and he was a great leader of our party. But it's personal, because I'm the father of 3 young children, and I worry about finding good schools for them almost more than anything. There is, as a parent, nothing quite like that feeling when, for the first time, you watch your children wander across the school playground with the school bag in one hand and the lunchbox in the other, and they don't look back, but you know they're happy, they're safe, they got a great class teacher, and they're in a good school. But the truth is, there aren't enough good schools, particularly at the secondary level, and particularly in some of our towns and our cities. And any government I lead simply will not tolerate that. That is why Michael Gove has such radical plans to establish 1,000 new academies and giving them real freedoms, like the grant-maintained schools used to have. That is why together we're going to break open the state monopoly and allow new schools to be set up. And to those who say, I can't wait for structural reform and for competition to raise standards, I say, yes, you're right, and we will not wait. The election of a Conservative government will bring, and I mean this almost literally, a declaration of war against those parts of the educational establishment who cling to a philosophy, a cruel philosophy, of all must have prizes, and the dreadful practice of dumbing down. Both have got to go. Just listen to this. It's the president of the Spelling Society. He said, and I quote, "People should be able to use whichever spelling they prefer." He is the president of the Spelling Society. I say that is wrong. And by the way, that's spelt with a W. And then there's the Qualifications and Curriculum Authority. These are the people who are officially supposed to maintain standards in our school system. You all pay their wages. And you know some of the things you get in return? They let a child get marks for writing F off in an exam. Well, as Prime Minister, I would have my own 2 words for people like that. I'm not that rude. But one of them does begin with an F. You're fired.